So, you thinking about buying a home in downtown Kennebunk, Maine? Well, in this video, we're going to be talking about one of the downtown areas, and Kennebunk actually has 3 of them, and we're going to get after it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to our channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about living in southern Maine, then click subscribe and tap the bell so that you'll be the first to know about the current market in southern Maine. We get calls and text messages every day from people just like you, looking to move in 9 days or 90 days. Just give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or our favorite, schedule a Zoom. We're happy to help you make that smooth move to southern Maine. Okay, so here I am in downtown Kennebunk, Maine. And this is the area of Kennebunk, or downtown Kennebunk, that's on the southern end of Route 1. Now, a lot of these coastal towns in southern Maine actually developed along Route 1, right? Kind of makes sense because it was how you traveled along the coast. And if you look around, this area of Route 1 is built really close to the road, right? So there's not a lot of parking. There's a little bit of parking out back by Garden Street Bowl. Got a really cool sitting area right here where I used to hang out when my office was down here. And you've got some great shops. In another video, we'll cover the northern end of Route 1, which is where the town later developed. You've got a lot more parking, bigger stores. But even in this older part, you still have great amenities. And then in another video, I'll cover the third area of downtown, which is the lower village. Okay, so in this older downtown part of Kennebunk, the neighborhoods, before the zoning really changed, the homes are a lot closer together. Still, tremendous amount of charm. You can see from the sidewalks I'm walking down that this is a great downtown area, which is why Kennebunk is a highly sought after area to live. Homes are more expensive, but worth it. If you end up investing in one of the neighborhoods in this downtown area, there are many amenities that you can take advantage of. There are motels like the Kennebunk Inn, and you have plenty of restaurants that you can walk to. You got the Kennebunk House of Pizza, you got Dairy Queen, you got Sherry's Bistro, which is really cool place to go find a salad or a pastry or something like that. I've been there many times. You got Duffy's Tavern, you've got Garden Street Bowl where you can go bowling or order some great food. You've got the Boulangerie Bakery, which is over there behind the outside skating rink and pickleball courts. And you have 50 Local, which I passed just back there. Now, some of the other amenities that you can take advantage of if you're living close to downtown Kennebunk is there are several hair salons and barber shops. Right here is one. And when I was in downtown Kennebunk, I would have my vehicle fixed at Mark's Garage right across the street. This downtown area, although it's not very busy right now because it's early in the morning, it is packed with traffic during the day. And in the summertime, it'll be backed up all the way over the Mousam River to the light, all the way to the northern end of the town on Route 1. And I'll talk a little bit more about that when I get to the Google Maps. So what I want to do is I want to just keep walking towards the northern end of Route 1, just to give you an idea of what it's like to be in downtown Kennebunk, because I really enjoyed working in this area of Kennebunk for almost 10 years when I had my company here. So some of the other amenities that you can take advantage of, you've got Cumberland Farms, you've got an Extra Mart right here if you want to get some gasoline. Cumberland Farms has gasoline as well if you want a cup of coffee. You've got other options for coffee and gasoline on the other end of Route 1. But again, it starts to get kind of a long walk. You'll have to walk like maybe 10 or 15 minutes to get to the other end of town. But there are sidewalks the whole way. In this area of town, you've got a great flower shop. You've got Downey's Flowers. You've got H&R Block if you need to do some investing. Also on the other end of the town, if I go over the Mousam Bridge, I'll try to do that a little bit later in this video, you've got the Deering Lumber Company, and there's another hardware store across town. If you have any pets, there's a pet store right here in downtown called Raining Cats and Dogs. You can go in there and talk to Jason. He used to help me get food for our pet rabbit. Yes, our family has a bunny. You've got the Kennebunk Toy Company, you have the Kennebunk Baptist Church, and you have Kennebunk Bank, where I did a lot of my own banking at Kennebunk Bank. When I had to do wire transfers, it was great to be able to just walk up Route 1 to get to the bank to take care of my banking. So if you're looking for a place to have your business or your office and a place to live in one of these small, charming local neighborhoods, this is a great lifestyle. Okay, some of the other things that are very close to this end of town, you'll have the Chamber of Commerce, you've got Will's Copy Center, and you also have some spas. Over there, you can see the public library, and on the weekends during the summertime, you have the Kennebunk Farmers Market, which is down by Garden Street Bowl, and I'll make sure I point that out on the Google Maps as well. If you want to take advantage of some of the parts, you've got Rotary Park, where we'd have company outings, and you've got the Lafayette Park, which they have in the summertime. Sometimes they'll have plays there. There's a stage that you'll notice if you check out that area, and I'll walk by that area of town in just a moment. Okay, everything I've been talking about and listing all these businesses so far are within walking distance from these neighborhoods that are behind these buildings over here. Really cute neighborhoods, and I'll get to those in a minute. What I want to talk about now is the Waterhouse facility, which is where they have public ice skating in the wintertime, and in the summertime they have pickleball. And you can rent this facility out for functions as well. Let's go in and take a look at it. So you can see it's all covered, and when I had my business across the street, we'd come over here for functions sometimes. You can see we've got 3 pickleball courts, and they've got the netting set up to start playing pickleball here. In the wintertime, if you're really a pickleball fan like I am, you can go to Sanford, which is only maybe 20 minutes away, 25 minutes, and you have 6 indoor pickleball courts over there as well. Some of the other neighboring towns have indoor pickleball courts in the wintertime. Okay, so I'm basically walking back through downtown. It's not a huge downtown area. And remember, this is one of 3 areas. And all 3 areas have a lot of these amenities that I'm talking about today. If you need to park to get to one of the businesses in this area of town, you're going to want to grab one of these parking spaces along Route 1 here, but a lot of times they're taken. So there's public parking behind this building over here by the Garden Street Bowl. I'm at the Kennebunk Rotary Park. I'm still on Route 1, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you back up on Route 1, and we're going to go over the bridge so that you can get an idea of what it looks like. Over to my right is the Lafayette Center. It's like a professional office park. It's an old mill that was renovated and fixed up. Beautiful office space in there with exposed beams. Here is the Mousam River. Now, I've talked about the Mousam River in some of my other videos. The Mousam River starts quite a bit west of here, up in the Shapley-Acton area, coming down from the large lakes up there, goes through Sanford, and very clean river, great to swim in, cuts right through downtown Kennebunk, and where it finally gets to the ocean. I've walked over this bridge many, many times every day of the week on my way to Cumberland Farms or to just go for a walk, take a break from the office. And when the alewives are running, I can see them when I look over the bridge, and I could see the alewives swimming down in the water. It was really cool. This area of downtown Kennebunk goes a little bit further up here towards the lumber company, Deering Lumber, that I mentioned. And here's Cumberland Farms. We can get fuel. Deering Lumber right behind me. Dairy Queen is right up there. There are some other restaurants up there. Sherry's is up there. If you stop in to get something to eat, say hello to Sherry. She was my babysitter when I was a little kid. I know it's getting a little bit loud because there's a waterfall right here. Hopefully the microphone's picking up my voice okay. There's the Lafayette Center. Isn't that beautiful? Overlooking the river. There's chiropractors in there and other services. Like I mentioned earlier, hair salons, financial services. Duffy's Restaurants right here. Great place to get something to eat. The water's running really good. You can see there's a tree lodge here in the dam. They'll have to be taking care of that pretty soon. But you know what? It makes it all really interesting to go for a walk when you live and work in a downtown area like this, like I did for many years. Kennebunk is a special place, this area of town. And just imagine there's 2 other downtown areas that I'm going to be talking about in my other videos. Hey guys, if you're getting a lot out of this video and you like this video, could you please give it a like to help the Google algorithm? I really appreciate it. All right, I'm going to head back to my car over by the bowling alley and over to the park to show you what it looks like over there and maybe get the drone out, do some flying overhead so you can get like an aerial view of the area. I wanted to point this out as well. Greene's Plaza is where I had a lot of my dry cleaning done. You get Edward drones right here, and I'm still very close to the Mousam River. There's the Lafayette Center right there, and I can walk to all of these things. It was so great to be working in downtown Kennebunk for so many years. It was just so convenient to have everything, you know, walking distance. I mentioned a Salon earlier. There's a Salon right over here, and you've got Raining Cats and Dogs, a pet store where you can get, you know, stuff for your pet. You've got a mini emergency and you need to run right over there and grab something. And you have Garden Street Bowl right here, which is a restaurant and bowling alley. Behind Garden Street Bowl, which is what I'm heading to, is the public parking, giving you easy access to everything you need. There's the Lafayette Center right there, Mousam River, Route 1 right on the other side. Okay, I want to take a short walk through the neighborhoods that are right off of Route 1. Again, all walking distance. And these homes, you know, it's an older neighborhood, so the homes are much closer together. Hopefully you can hear the birds singing. And, you know, even though this is an older neighborhood, the homes in this area of town, I'll try to give you some information of past listings that have sold fairly recently, give you an idea on what the prices are like. But the homes in this area really aren't that different in price from some of the homes on the other area of town where the zoning changed and they have more land, a little bit bigger homes. So obviously a little bit more expensive, but you know, this is a great affordable area where you can ride your bike, go for a walk, and just really appreciate living in such a nice town. So I walk down here where the park is. If you're a walker like I am, and you want to go for a walk at lunch, or, you know, just in the morning before you start your day, Kennebunk is a great place to do that. Now, I'm not close to the coast. The coast is good 10 miles east, obviously, from here. And that's where the homes start getting considerably more expensive. Okay, here I am at the park. You can see they've got a stage here. They'll have plays here in the summertime. We've got residential homes surrounding the area. It's really beautiful. Okay, since we're at the park, I decided to get the drone out, go up in the air and kind of do a 360 to show you the area. We're looking down at the Mousam River, and there are neighborhoods on both sides of the Mousam River in this area. There's actually neighborhoods all the way up the Mousam River, but there's the Lafayette Center, and across the street over there is Cumberland Farms, Deering Lumber, Dairy Queen over there. And way off in the distance on the horizon, that's the ocean. So you can see we're several miles from there. And that road shooting straight down is one of the ways to avoid some of the tourist traffic shooting down there. All right, and there's the dry cleaner right there. You've got the parking lot for Raining Cats and Dogs and the Salon. There's Garden Street Bowl right there. There's a medical services building. And let's see, we've got 4 churches, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got the public library over there in the distance, right there. And there's another neighborhood, and I'll drive through that in a moment. Just panning to give you an idea of what the neighborhood looks like. Really super cool area, guys. If something comes up from in this area for sale, you know, give us a call. Would love to show you around the area and help you make a great investment in downtown Kennebunk. And off in the distance, that's headed west to West Kennebunk, or as the locals like to call it, Kennebunk West. That's where the high school is, over in that area, in the elementary school. There I am, way down there, waving. That's the park that we're visiting right now. There you go. So we've done a 360. All right, so let's bring it back down. park the drone and continue walking through the neighborhood to give you a little bit more information. Personally, I think there's a lot to be said about living in a neighborhood where you can walk to a convenience store if you need to send your kid out for, some milk or something like that at a convenience store, or if you just want to walk to church in the morning. If you want to go to a restaurant, and you've got several options here in downtown Kennebunk, and just walk to a restaurant and walk home at the end of the meal. I just think there's a lot to be said for living in a small community like that, and having that small town feel and lifestyle, which you can get in a lot of these towns in southern Maine. Okay, I decided to film a little bit of me driving on the way out of this village area on the southern end of Route 1. There's the park where I took the drone up. I'm going to take a right here, and we're just, pay attention to what the homes are like. These are older homes, New England style, Streets are narrow. Cars tend to drive very slow. I've driven on these roads a lot every day for years. So I'm going to hang a right here and, just kind of try to take it all in. I know if you're down in Massachusetts or if you're in California or something like that and you're just trying to get an idea of the neighborhood, that's what I'm trying to share with you right here in these videos. These are New England style homes, really old, 80, 90, even 100 years old. Now this is one of the main roads. We're going to hang a right here and head back up to Route 1. You can see the sidewalks here on the right. More New England style homes. And a lot of ownership pride. Well-kept lawns. And the neighborhoods are really nice. And now these buildings, we're starting to get into the commercial area again. On the right, there's Kennebunk Savings, where I turned around in my video and walked back down Route 1. There's the public library. Here's some of the churches that you can see off in the distance that I pointed out when I was in the drone. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to take a left. I decided to record, I was already over halfway to the northern end of Route 1 where the second village is of Kennebunk. And this is really, if you want to learn about this area and the neighborhoods, it's a bit different. Watch some of my other videos and you can pick up on that. All right, guys, that wraps up another video on southern Maine. And remember, whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, just give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or our favorite, schedule a Zoom. And until next time, we hope to show you around town.